Hello everybody, and welcome to the grandest game-related show in the land, Fighting Champs. The show where we get an underappreciated or forgotten game, put it through its paces, and give it one more shot at the big time. Today, we're going to be looking at a game which embodies the spirit gaming perfectly within its very title. Fighting Rage. Since as gamers we fight against many evildoers or bad guys in games, and then rage when we get utterly crushed by the last boss.
Fighting Rage is a classically styled 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up which takes its inspiration from other games like Final Fight and Streets of Rage.
Subtle. You can play as one of three characters. Ricardo, some kind of strange, gigantic bull man. F. Norris, the mysterious ninja warrior with no relation to Chuck, because he doesn't relate to anyone on any level. Ever. And finally, Gal.
Danny, you there? Well, we got a show to do. Hold on, everyone. I know how to get him back. Phoenix Wright sucks.
How dare you!
Oh good, you're back. As he was saying, as one player you can take on any of these three characters in your journey against an evil race of animal mutants. However, if you have a few friends who want to come around and see what all this gal fuss is about, then you can play the game with two others and have all three characters on screen giving out ass beatings like they're on sale.
Speaking of beatdowns, each character specialises in a different form of attack. Gal is fast and agile with lots of attacks but limited damage. F. Norris is the all-rounder, and Ricardo is the tank that can take more damage and deal more damage but is incredibly slow and is only really good for dealing with one-on-one fights.
When you pull off a sick combo and hit a guy so hard he explodes, you really feel it. The screen shake, the sounds, the little pause just as your final hit connects, it really sells that feeling that you're hitting it with all you've got, making enemies explode from over-combo exposure.
Speaking of such ne'er-do-wells, the enemies we have in this game can only be described as a Noah's Ark. From hell! There are a wide variety of characters, with each of them getting their own special attacks and life ranges, meaning you will need to strategize what you need to do in order to exterminate these beasties with your scientifically impossible special moves.
It's funny you talk about strategy, because this game's fighting mechanics are somewhat unique. Rather than simply having your traditional punch, kick, and grab attacks, the game has adopted a variety of fighting game mechanics to either make your gameplay more sick, or to keep you on your toes with certain enemies. Mechanics that the player can utilize range from move cancelling and tech and throws to combo juggling and a parry system which is tricky to get at best. These mechanics allow the player to have more control over what goes on in the fight, and if you're good enough, maybe you can impress others with double or even triple digit combo figures as animals simply explode around you in a brutally stylish fashion.
Speaking of style, this game's got tons of it.
Tons!
Fighting Rage has a beautiful classic aesthetic with a warping around the edges and scan lines over the image to mimic an old CRT. It's worth noting that these features can be disabled if you don't like them, and I can understand why you would want to turn them off. Behind those scan lines there's a lot of beautiful pixel art to behold. Some might say there's tons of it. Each character is very detailed and their animations are super smooth. It's not just the characters that look good, the environments you go through are beautifully realised and varied. But we particularly like this one section where you're floating on a plank through a sewer. The 2D sprites really mix perfectly with a 3D perspective in a way that a lot of 2.5D games and regular sewers can't really pull off.
Just there we said something about there being a lot of variety in the stages, and that's probably the most significant thing about Fighting Rage. Fighting Rage has it in spades. The story will take you from ruined city to firefly-lit swamps to the mountains and so on. This aspect of variety even makes its way into the story and level design. Unlike many 2D side-scrollers, it isn't just a linear affair. At several points in the game there are choices to be made that affect what bosses you fight, which paths you take, and even what elements of the story you see. A perfect example is in this early stage where a girl is being held hostage. Take a step forward and she dies, resulting in a boss fight. However, hold on to a throwable knife and the girl lives, offering you an alternate route where you can learn about a secret village in the forest.
And then of course there are the endings. There are 8 different endings for each combination of playable characters. So there are 8 endings for Ricardo, 8 endings for Ricardo and Gal, 8 endings for Gal and Norris, etc. There are even changes to dialogue throughout the game, depending on what characters you have with you. All that would mean so little if it weren't so rewarding. Every time you beat the game you earn coins. These coins can then be spent on a wealth of unlockables. These include alternate costumes for each character, different game modes entirely, and they even allow you to purchase enemy characters so you can battle them in one-on-one fights to death. Fighting Rage really is a game that just keeps on giving and hasn't hit a bum note with us yet.
Oh shit, that reminds me of one of the game's big selling points. We haven't even talked about the music yet. Gonzalo Varela did a fantastic job with the game's soundtrack. Right from the get-go, you'll get tasty metal jams blasted at you. But, you guessed it, there's variety here too. Sometimes the soundtrack gets more atmospheric than in-your-face loud, but it's high quality all throughout the game, ranging from the gritty jazz of the casino to the upbeat summery tune from the beach stages.
So, we talked about the smooth gameplay, powerful combat, immersive story, staggering variety, beautiful art and characters, an abundance of features and seamless mechanics. But just who are the inspired minds behind this game that we have to thank for this? Kevin?
Well, here's the programmer.
Oh, that's great. Who else?
The art director?
That looks awfully familiar.
Well, Danny, that's because it's the same guy. In fact, this gentleman was the game developer, game designer, coffee guy, janitor, programmer, pixel artist, and graphic designer. His name is Sebastian Garcia, and he, along with Mr. Varela for the music, have created this game.
But surely it takes teams of people to put something like this together.
Nope, just one man's care, attention, and love of the genre was all that's needed. So go forth, play the game, and make sure to bring plenty of fight and a healthy dose of rage. Thanks everyone for watching. We hope you had as much fun listening to us ramble about this game as we did playing it.
Do your good deed for the day then, and play this game. Then do another one. Subscribing and commenting are also considered good deeds, or just generally loving us. If you guys want to see us craft terrible Instagram stories and Twitter rants, then you can follow those damn dirty links. Come along and join the fun.